Reason you don't see single men in these positions is because those places are positions of power and authority. And that is unconsciously understood. Today's topic, once again, is why ambitious men should be monogamous. Rarely do you see a single man become mayor, governor, president, head of a religious group, such as a pastor of a church, CEO of a large corporation. You ever see a single man get elected mayor or governor or president or head of a church or CEO of a large corporation? When they get named to the position, often there's a big press conference, and who are they there with? Their wife and kids. Y'all think that's a coincidence? You don't see single men get appointed to these leadership positions where they're going to be engaging with either women, period, or especially with families. You rarely see a single man anointed to a leadership position in these places. Why is this? Reason you don't see single men in these positions is because those places are positions of power and authority. And that is unconsciously understood. It's unconsciously understood that a man who has power and authority but does not have a solid monogamous relationship holding him in check and holding him accountable, we all know what happens with unchecked power. Unchecked power, there's going to be some recklessness. And any man who could ascend to a position of mayor or governor or president or CEO, guess what they have in order to have gotten there? Ambition. So any man who has that level of ambition has a whole lot of drive. And you put a man in that position of power, visible power, where everyone sees him and everyone knows who he is, and he does not have anything attaching him, holding him accountable sexually, such as a monogamous committed relationship, a family, a wife, kids, what's he going to do? This is simple human nature, because any man in that position will eventually abuse that authority in a sexual way. That's why single men don't get these positions. This is human nature, folks. And if you're a single man and you're on a pedestal, well, guess what you're going to be a target for? Some women who want to be attached to a man with power. This is just hypergamy. A woman wanting a man who has resources, or at least appears to have resources. Power is a resource, by the way. There are some women who are going to offer themselves to you just because you're in a position of power. There are women who will offer themselves to you not because they are physically attracted to you, but because they're attracted to your power. Now, power is an aphrodisiac. If you have power, you are sexually attractive to women. All right, the power alone draws. And people who make the decision about who they're going to name as a leader, they don't choose a man who can be distracted very easily by that. They choose a man who they can at least surmise, okay, he's got a wife and kids, so at least there's some reason to believe this guy has some discipline. And if you don't have that, you ain't getting in. Let's recap today's class, which is why an ambitious man should be monogamous.